We are going to be looking at the hierarchy in the kingdom of darkness. And it is based on the letter of St. Paul to the Ephesians, chapter 6, from verse 10 to 12. St. Paul says, we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, and elemental spirits of the air. These few points are going to be our reference point within this period of our study of demons with their names. You don't have to be afraid, because some of the things we shall be explaining, you discover that it may really touch your life as a person. Because you see some young girls, this one will say, oh, I have spirit husband, this other one, oh, spirit wife, and this other one, I am Ezenwai. This other one, Ezemoke, I hardly see Ezemoke, I see more of Ezenwai. This other one, Abunabam, and all those things that now trouble people, and some say they are Obanje. The church has our teachings in some of these issues, and if time permits, we are going to be touching some of these things, trying to explain them to our understanding without contradicting the teaching of the church. Remember, the church says there's nothing like Obanje. Yes, no doubt about that. But then you also remember that most of the teachings of the church are based on Thomistic theology, and of course that of St. Augustine, our big brother from North Africa. I always told people, Aquinas did not visit Nigeria. Augustine was more a European than an African. I'm a retreat preacher. By the grace of God, traveled so many places preaching retreats. Here in Nigeria, every part of Nigeria, I've been to those places to preach retreat. And then outside Nigeria, some parts of Africa, some countries in Africa, and to the glory of God, many parishes in the United States of America. I preach retreats there 4 times every year. And I have come to discover during these retreats and counseling sessions that every part of the world has her own problem. Our problem in Africa is not exactly the same with the problem they have in South America. There could be some meaningful similarities, some areas of rapport and interface, but they are not exactly the same. For example, here in this part of the world in Igbo land, we grapple with a Obanje issue, we grapple with a Mame water issue. Going to the US, my encounter with Mexicans, because in Mexico, they practice what they call Santa Muerte, meaning holy death. They worship dead people. Because of that, they have issues with spirits of the dead. They are real. Are my facts, my proof. And then some areas like Dominican Republic, Cuba, they practice Santeria, which actually goes back to Yoruba land. These things, they are connected with slavery. Even Haiti, they practice Santeria. And so they have their own unique problems. And when you encounter these things during council sessions and during prayers, you see some fundamental differences. This was actually what I may describe as the background to my studies. That's why I have to really meditate very seriously on this Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 to 12.